top hand, mounted his trusty steed, rode across the plain. He said, "I'll ride until setting sun, unless I lose my rein."
Although not as clear as they once were, the poetic words of Johnny Cash won't fade from the mind of his childhood friend.
Like dying and going to heaven for us.
Hope came out of the gumbo soil of Dyess, Arkansas. The childhood home of Johnny Cash still protrudes from the unsettled ground.
We would have to get under the house and jack it up and put blocks under in different places to make it level.
Only a handful of homes remain from the Dyess colony, a federally assisted farming community of what used to be 500 families back in the 30s.
It looks good.
A.J. Henson grew up around the Cash family and remembers the music legend as J.R.
He was kind of mischievous. He was pretty smart in school. He used to sing in assembly.
Coming out of the Great Depression, both the Cash and Henson families welcomed the fresh start.
When we moved to Dyess, we came from a house that didn't have a glass in all the windows. Some of them had toe sacks or sacks hanging over the windows.
Henson now lives in Memphis and supports the project to restore the Cash home and the Dyess Colony Administration building.
And the piano was over here, and fortunately the mayor and the city of Dyess have saved that piano.
Dr. Ruth Hawkins with Arkansas State University leads the project. The university purchased both properties in 2011.
Using proceeds from the Johnny Cash Music Festival primarily. We've had 3 of those now. We have restored the exterior of the house. We're basically done with the interior, with the exception of furnishing the house, which is what we're working on now.
Cash, along with his parents and 6 siblings, lived in the home.
One closet for all of their clothes, but they said it wasn't filled up.
Cash was known for singing in the cotton field and listening to the battery-powered radio. Henson tells me some of the fondest memories he has from his childhood come from going up and down the dirt roads of Dyess with Johnny Cash.
I think of him as a country boy going barefooted up and down these gravel roads like the rest of us here. It's not imaginable that somebody like that could grow to such stature as he had.
Hope came up from the gumbo soil, and Johnny's legacy shows the world the humblest of beginnings.
Times are completely different.
Can walk the line to stardom.
This is Dyess Colony, so the tour started at the Visitor Center, which is the old theater building.
This lists every concert that Johnny Cash played in Arkansas. The first one was in 1955 at Robinson Auditorium with Elvis Presley.
And they'll come inside. We have our gift shop. We have a short video on the restoration of the actual house. So what you're standing in now, which is the gift shop, formerly was the pop shop.
So one of the Cash kids actually carved their name into this old projector. You can see he dated it 10/5/55.
From there, we go over to the administration building. We have exhibits there as well about the history of Dyess Colony and the flood, along with a Cash room that has exhibits on the Cash family.
Johnny Cash is singing the song 5 Foot High and Rising here in this part of the museum, and he wrote this song about the major floods that came through this area in the 30s.
From there, we go out to the house.
Hey, my name is Josh. I'm from Miami, Florida, because I'm a huge Johnny Cash fan. I grew up with listening to Johnny Cash because of my grandmother.
We're here at the boyhood home of Johnny Cash, just 2 miles from the Visitor Center.
Yeah, I'm giving my grandma a virtual tour.
I can't believe that I'm really getting to see it. I've always wanted to.
In 2011, Arkansas State University received a grant to restore the boyhood home. It was on the endangered list of homes. It was just falling apart.
Here, this is the original piano.
Oh my, yeah, his mother played the piano.
These curtains are made out of flour sacks. They don't make pretty flour sacks anymore. You can see in this mirror, Johnny touring the house. He came back here with June. He was looking out of this window and said it was a fine house, and she said it really is. This is the floor that Johnny Cash would have walked on. This is actually linoleum that was in the house. This is the original china that Johnny Cash's family used. I could live here, except I noticed there's no toilet in this bathroom. I guess we have to go to the outhouse. You guys, Johnny Cash pottied in there. It is so amazing that we're sitting on Johnny Cash's boyhood home front steps. But it was really sweet to see Josh from Miami, Florida, giving his grandmother a virtual tour.
Oh, I have that picture.
I am humbled. That's how Kevin Cressy says he's felt after being chosen to have his work in the National Statuary Hall collection in the U.S. Capitol.
Honestly, I'm still digesting the news. This is the biggest thing that's ever happened in my career.
Back in 2019, Governor Asa Hutchinson signed off on legislation to have civil rights activist Daisy Bates of Little Rock and singer Johnny Cash, who was born in Kingsland, replace the current statues of former Governor James Clark and Uriah Rose, a 19th century attorney.
I have to be honest here. If it had been anyone else, I don't know, a politician or a business leader, whatever, I would have been honored to do that as well. But to have it, as I say, kind of be in this wheelhouse of my passions for these Arkansas musicians is just, it goes beyond the cherry on top.
Cressy has spent the past 2 years sculpting Cash, in addition to plenty of research.
I've probably read 7 or 8 books. You're looking at documentaries, countless videos on YouTube.
Spending hours and days making sure to embrace the spirit of the legendary music icon.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
I would work, I wouldn't be satisfied. I'd rip the hair off his head, get started again, build it back up. I'd rip off and until I really felt like he was there.
Working to get it just right and to showcase the talent of those in the natural state.
I felt a real responsibility, since I was the only Arkansas artist in the finals, to make Arkansas proud.
But his ultimate goal with the project is to make the family of Johnny Cash happy.
There's no feeling like that. You feel like you've brought part of them back to the present moment for them to be able to spend time with them.
And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet.